Hi, pre-algebra. We're going to go over the lesson today for section 5.9. Okay, so we're going to start with the warm-up, and I want you to try the warm-up on your own, and then, so go ahead and pause the video, try the warm-up, and then you can play it again to double-check your answer here. Okay, so if you are double-checking your answer, it says on a map, the distance between two cities is 4.5 inches. The actual distance is 270 miles. So remember, we always do the model over the actual. Okay, so that means the model would be the 4.5 inches and the actual distance is the 270 miles. Okay, so if they're asking for the scale of the map, remember that scale, we always put 1 in the numerator and we're trying to find the denominator. So then we're just going to cross multiply here. So we have 4.5x is equal to 270. And we're going to solve our equation by dividing by 4.5. So we get 270 divided by 4.5, which gives us 60. Okay, so x would be 60. And then since it's on the bottom, it's across from the miles. So it's going to be miles. And since they're asking for the scale, just remember that you want to write this as a ratio. Okay, so the scale, if we take this and plug it back in here, the scale would be 1 inch over 60 miles, or 1 inch is equal to 60 miles. Okay, so that's the scale. So we're going to go on to the lesson today, which is similar figures. And we have some fun, exciting vocab that you all love. So it says two figures are, we're going to start with congruent if they have the same shape and the same size. Okay, so corresponding parts mean that they have the same relative position in each figure. So for example, on these figures below, like angle B would be corresponding to angle F because they have that same position. Okay, or if you were looking at sides, side CD here would be corresponding to GH because again, they share that same position. Okay, so corresponding means they have the same relative position. And then it says incongruent figures, all corresponding sides and angles are equal. Okay, so like you can see over here that if this is 59 degrees for angle C, then that we would know angle G, since it's corresponding, would also be 59 degrees. Okay, so same thing, angle A, since it corresponds to angle E, if they were asking us for angle E, we again would know that that would be 90 degrees. So the symbol for congruent would be this, it's like an equal sign with a little squiggly line over top of it here. Okay, so make sure you know that the symbol for congruent looks like this. And this would be how we say that two figures are congruent. So we would say ABCD is congruent to EFGH. And when they're telling us to list the sides and angles below, we're going to make sure we're using correct notation. So you can actually just use the listing or the naming of the figure here to help you. So if you look at how it's named, A and E are in that same position. So we can say, okay, angle A and angle E would be corresponding. And then B and F are in the same position. So angle B and angle F are in the same position. Okay, you can also look at the figure and tell that, but sometimes I think it's easier just to look at the naming of it. So angle C and angle G. And then the last one, of course, would be angle D and angle H. And you can do the same thing with the sides. So if we're looking at the sides here, and we have AB, okay, we'd say side AB, and you want to put a line above it, so that's the correct notation for naming a side. And then EF here would be in the same position. Okay, then we can move on to the next one. So we could say, okay, well, BC and FG would be in that same position. Okay, and then CD. And again, we are looking up here, CD and GH. And then the last one would be DA. Okay, would be the same as HA. All right, so just make sure your notation is correct. So for angles, you have to have this angle marking in front. Okay, for sides, if you're talking about a side, you have to have the line over top showing that it's a segment. Okay, so that's corresponding and congruent. So similar figures, we know that two figures are similar if they have the same shape. Okay, so they're the same shape, but they have different size. Okay, so you might have like a small rectangle and then a larger rectangle. So they have the same shape but different size. And in similar figures, all corresponding angles are going to be equal. So the angles are still equal. And all corresponding sides are going to have the same proportion. Okay, or we could say ratio actually. Okay, so if I look at two corresponding sides and I simplify them, it might be 1 to 2, and then I look at another pair of corresponding sides would also simplify to that common ratio of 1 to 2. The symbol for similar would be this little squiggly line here. So here it says identify corresponding parts from the figure. And again, I think it's easier to look at how it's named to identify the corresponding parts. So if we look at AB, and I look at AB here, it's the same as DE. So I'm going to say DE. You can also look over at the figure AB, okay, and DE would be the same relative position, but sometimes it's harder to tell. So side BC, again, I'm going to look up here at BC is the same as EF, and make sure you're putting the correct notation on top. And then if we look again at CA, that would be the same as FD. Okay, angle A, again, we're going to look at the position up top here. So angle A would be the same as angle D. Angle B would be the middle letter up top, so it's going to be the same as angle E. And then angle C, being that last letter here, would be the same as angle F. And again, notice that you're putting the same notation with the angle marking on those since you're talking about angles. Okay, so you're going to do the U-try. So you're going to go ahead and pause the video, do the U-try, and then you're going to check back to see if you're correct. Okay, so pause it, do the U-try, and then check back in for the answers. All right, so if you're checking for the answers, JK would be the same as PQ. KL would be the same as QR. LJ would be the same as RP. Also, you can switch the letters for those. So if it's like PR or RQ or QP, that would be the same, okay, because that would be the same segment. So angle J would be the same as angle P. Make sure you have the angle marking there. Angle K would be the same as angle Q. And angle L would be the same as angle R. So again, make sure you have the correct notation. So here it's talking about identifying corresponding parts from the statement. So they're not actually even giving you the picture. We've been doing it from the statement just because it's easier, but you could have, you had the picture as well. So I would always just do it from the statement if they give you the statement because it's just easier to see. So like JK would be QR. Angle J would be the same as angle Q because they're in the same position when they list it. KL would be the same as RS. Angle K is that middle letter, so that's the same as angle R. LJ would be the same as SQ. And again, if you have like QS, that's the same. Angle L is in that last position, so that would be the same as angle S. So again, you're going to try the U-try, pause the video, and then play it again to check your answers. Okay, so ST should be the same as VW. TU should be the same as WX. Make sure you're putting the notation on there. And US would be XV. Angle S would be the same as angle V. Oopsie, angle V. Angle T would be the same as angle W. And angle U would be the same as angle X. Okay, so this one now is asking us to write a similarity statement. So that is just what we've been looking at, you know, when it says this up here. But now they're asking you to write that. So you do have to use the figure here to match the corresponding pieces. So if you look at W, because they're starting with W. Oh, there we go. Okay, W has this marking here where they have one, you know, line with a line through it, or one marking with a line through it. So you want to find that same thing, which would be angle D. Okay, so we're going to say that W would have to be D first. And then since they go to X, we're going to look over here at X. And X just has this one marking, so we're going to find the same marking, which is angle C, so DC. And then we're going to look at Y. So Y has the two marked lines, B also has that, so that's going to be B. Okay, and then the last letter, Z, obviously has to match with A, because that's the only letter left. So they said write the similarity statement in two other ways. That just means that is like if you move around the first statement and we say now X, Y, Z, W, we just need to continue to match those values. So X still goes with C, Y still goes with B, Z still goes with A, and now W is at the end, so D is at the end. Okay, so you could just write one other similarity statement here, so you can go ahead and try that and make sure that your letters are still matching. So go ahead and try the U try as well. So this is with a triangle. So the one thing that you do want to make sure you're aware of is you have to put this little triangle in front when you're talking about a triangle. You don't need to do that with a quadrilateral because there's only 4 sides in a quadrilateral. So you'll always have those 4 letters. In a triangle, you could also be talking about an angle. So you have to put that marking in front to determine that you're talking about a triangle. Okay, so again, pause this and try it, and then you can play it again to check your answers. Okay, so if you're checking here, it was ACB. So A was 41, which matches with P, so it has to start with P. C was 54, which matches with R. And then obviously the B and the Q go together. Write the similarity statement in 2 other ways. Again, make sure you have the triangle in front, but you can mix up those letters. So we can say BAC. Okay, would be the same as angle or triangle. B would still match with Q. A would still match with P. C would still match with R. Okay, and again, yours could be different than mine. So you should have 2 statements there as long as those letters are matching. All right, so you guys are going to go ahead and try the classwork here. Again, pause the video, go ahead and try the classwork, and then you can check back in for the answers. Okay, so again, they give you the figure. I'm going to just look at the statement here. So DE and RS. Okay, EF, so that would be ST. FG would be the same as TU. And then GD would be UR. And again, if you put RU or UT or TS or SR, that's the same thing. Okay, angle D would be the same as angle R. Angle E would have the same position as angle S, angle F and angle T, angle G and angle U. Okay, and then 2 triangles are similar. Complete the similarity statement. Again, make sure you put a triangle in front. You need that. So angle B would match with, oh, so this one, be careful with this one because if this has the 1 marking, matches with D. Okay, this one has 2 lines, but over this has 3, so that means this one has to be the 2 lines here. Okay, and then this has the 3 lines for angle C, so this would have to have the 3 lines. Okay, so angle B matches with E, angle C matches with F, and angle A matches with D. And again, you can write that in 2 other ways, so yours don't have to be the same as mine. So like if I did C, A, B, I would have to have F, and then A still matches with D, B still matches with E. Okay, and you could have an additional way there. So you're going to try the IXL here, and that's what you're going to finish up for your homework. You can email me if you have any questions, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.